At KingTractorPress.com, the home of new webcomics like sci-fi thriller Gene Gardens and the humor-laden Daddy's Girls, KingTractorPress.com offers online fun for distinguished audiences. And when you visit KingTractorPress.com, be sure to check out King Tractor's 5 and Dime, where you can get buttons, pins, toys, and lots of other cool stuff. Visit KingTractorPress.com today.
Welcome to episode 4 of season 2 of the Webcomic Beacon Presents first issue.
I'm Marcus.
I'm Melissa.
And I'm still fast, I guess.
I
Better
so.
be. Anyway, and this is from Dark Horse Comics, Dark Horse Heroes, Ghost.
Yes.
Now, a little bit of notice before we start here. This was a character that was a part of when Dark Horse Comics decided they wanted to have a superhero part of their universe. Mm-hmm. And so there is another Ghost story. And I think the comic refers to it as Ghost Special Number 1.
Special Number 1 that came before this.
Yeah, there was a special or like a issue 0 or... Essentially.
Well, they say it's a number 1, but yeah, essentially an issue 0, but...
So really, it's not really a number 1.
Sadly.
It is a number 1.
It isn't.
It is and isn't, but it says number 1.
Since number 1 is fair game.
Under the rules I made up, it counts.
Yep. All rules are made up. Don't be
this cover.
Up with that.
This cover is pretty cool.
Oh, I love the art of the cover and this entire comic. The artist on this is Adam Hughes, back when he was still doing actual comics rather than just doing pinup art and covers.
Yes.
Right. Well, he's just the penciler on here, so he didn't do all the inks,
but still, the penciling is a very big job.
Of course.
And the inker that they got is just doing a marvelous job with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful comic.
Absolutely.
Gorgeous.
So we got this character looming over a gravestone with, I think, Justice and Death in the background.
Memento Mori.
Is that supposed to be Justice?
Yeah, the blind chick with the sword.
Yes, blind chick. Yep.
Can't see if she's holding a scale over there, but this is a pretty. I think this would stand out fairly well.
It's a fairly iconic cover. It's
really
it
gives you a good idea of who this character is, sort of what her deal is, justice and death. Most likely a vigilante of some sort.
Yep.
Given her name and what she's wearing, she's either actually a ghost or gives the appearance of a ghost to scare people, and she shoots people.
All right then.
So we have. Well, not only do we have our cover, but we have a title page for Arcadia Nocturne 1.
Oh, Mark Farmer's the inker. Good job, Mark. No, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
All right.
Anyway, yes, the intro page is beautiful too. It's very Art Deco throughout. Very Art Deco. Beautiful layout and beautiful coloring. Very simple, very strong.
It looks like it has at least, especially the opening is that this could be easily noir.
Yeah,
but there's color.
Yeah,
but it still really works. So we have this girl who's riding in this car with
this guy.
This guy clearly being Slime, and this girl's name. She's looking for her sister named Margot. We don't quite know her name yet. But she's trying to get information out of this guy who's looking for Margot. So she's determined that this guy is just a sleazeball.
Yeah.
And she has something to do with her disappearance.
One of the things I love about these two pages, one, there's Arcadia on a billboard back there, and two, they go to a past a shell station, but all you can see is hell. So it's kind of neat little wordplay. So, without, violating any sort of copyrights.
Speaking of violating, this guy clearly is trying to get the moves on this our lady friend here, and
she fucks that transmission
essentially,
up.
I don't think that actually can happen, But nonetheless,
it will if you run into something after the fact.
Yeah.
Okay, I suppose that's what happened.
Yeah, he slammed right into the wall. There.
Okay, I thought he just threw it in reverse or something like that and blew up the transmission.
Nah.
Okay, I see it now.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then we see this ghostly figure. So it's did she die in the crash? Who is this? What's going on? So we still got the narration going. So this has to be the same person.
Yeah, she still starts talking.
Yeah,
and that's when she starts to tell you what's going on.
And the way that she's drawn in here, her lines are. What is it when you color
it's a color
the lines?
hold. It's a color hold.
The color hold over her lines, so she's clearly standing out from the rest of the world. So it's Ghost? Is that just a name, or what is this?
Yeah, we find out very quickly.
Well, given that she dropped the transmission and slammed the thing into the wall and survived and just standing there.
Right.
It's pretty clear she's
some
ghost.
sort of specter.
Yeah.
Still looking for her when she was alive, her sister,
Which is very interesting because she only seems to know a lot of this almost secondhand. Like, she mentioned that she has a hard time remembering the specifics.
Right.
And she's going to her parents who are both in the hospital.
Yeah.
And they can't remember much, but she's trying to get clues even to her own identity, but she does know that Margot's her sister.
Right, and we find out her name was Elisa. Or Alyssa, probably. That's not a Y.
Or Eliza.
It's hard to say.
So E here is not getting anything out of her parents here and just goes back to sulk at the graveyard. And so we get a little bit of her a reflection of herself in her monologue by this guy who just goes and visits a grave. And then she gets the idea that, turns out that her home burned down. So we can infer that maybe she died in the fire or something. Something happened with her home burning down.
Yeah.
So she's going back to the source to sift through the ashes and find out more information, basically.
Yeah, just to see where her sister might be. And she comes across a very surprising sight.
Yes, her sister in nudie pics.
And the fucked up kind.
Although I think there's an
exploitative.
interesting dichotomy of that, given what she's wearing.
Yeah,
true. Once he revealed that she has this
fucking dip
thing
and tit window, and it's well, you ain't got much room to talk either.
It's not even really a window. It's it's
a
drapery that doesn't quite
cut down to the navel.
Yes.
Everything else is relatively practical. I kind of like the high collar thing, but then there's this.
Then there's this hey, shoot me right here is exactly how I do that.
Well, she is a ghost.
She is a ghost, which is shown through this one panel where she just coming out of this this picture to this
the pornographer. Yeah,
this pornographer's on the phone, and she's just creeping right through. You can see she's. It looks like, and then blam.
Just shoots his phone out.
Yeah. And threatening him, trying to find out where her sister is. We find out that there is, there's a note here, in Ghost Special number 1.
And there's a bunch of those.
Yeah,
which kind of frustrated me. It's I picked up another number 1, or rather, you picked up number 1.
Yeah.
But
We're reading this because
we're interested.
Why
there's more in the back that we need to know about.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, even still, I don't think that all the extra notes in here, I think this still works well enough thus far, aside from some specifics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, the story does stand alone on its own.
Yeah, thankfully it's nothing that you absolutely need to know. It isn't like Hook, where you're kind of, the fuck? Is this something I should know? What's going on? I'm confused. No, you're not confused. You're just she's mentioning something that happened earlier. Whether it happened in another book or not, I wonder if that would have changed our opinion of it. If she just mentions this thing, but there's no note saying, hey, you could read this, would it bother us, or would it just be oh, well, this is another detail that we're working out?
But then we come up to the spot where she finds the pornographer's studio looking for her sister, and we find out, I first thought these guys were in costume.
Yeah, because everything else seems very realistic besides her ghost form, but then we're introduced to what are either aliens or demons or a mix of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be some really funky porno first. Yeah, I thought it was a porno thing that is that's bizarre.
It is a funky porno thing, but it's even weirder than you thought.
Right, and it turns out that these guys aren't in costume later on, so really, what's going on
Like,
here?
this is a very confusing area, and I'm not sure. Do we know if those Dark Horse superhero comics were in a shared universe?
I believe they were.
Okay, that might explain a bit.
Because I think that was their point. They wanted to make their own universe with superheroes.
Okay.
So whether or not that ties into a universe with any of their other properties, I don't know. But I am pretty certain. I would bet it. I would bet at least $1 because I don't bet big for things I have for things I have no actual research of.
Yeah. Gotcha. But yeah, either way, that might explain these things that may actually be mutants. Even who knows. But in any case, there are these creepy dudes. It's a freakies type of porno where you have humans and like supernaturals, whatever they call themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
humans and non-humans.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this guy, well, here you find out he's clearly not a human because she shoots him in the face because she's talking about there's a major rule I learned about paranormal combat. Take out the psionic as fast as you can. So
he's psychic.
So he's psychic and shoots him in the face. So, okay.
Yeah. And
that's enough. That's enough information, especially when he turns around. That's enough information to tell me, okay, shit is up. Okay, paranormal combat. Okay, I can accept this enough to not be like, what the hell?
Especially because it's been established she's a ghost already. It doesn't really throw you for such a loop. It's kind of like the Ghostbusters principle. If you just keep introducing supernatural elements, or rather off-the-wall elements little by little, you can get to a point where you've got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man stomping around New York without damaging your audience's suspension of disbelief.
Right. And here's the thing: it's like right now she's in solid black line form.
Yeah.
So you get the impression that
we know that she's corporeal.
Yeah. There's a back and forth happening as we see when she gets fucked in the face.
Yeah, just knock the fuck out.
That almost sounded wrong, but well, it is a porn studio. Anyway, one of the really awesome things that she does is she's not only corporeal herself.
Yes.
But she grabs the guy that fucked her. And also makes him corporeal.
Incorporeal?
And starts pushing him through the ground.
Yeah, she vibrates him through the floor.
And then lets go. And then there's just like a little puddle of his skull at the top. It's like, badass.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a great way of using powers to get rid of an enemy that's clearly superior physically.
Yeah.
It works so well.
Wow.
And she just shoots the fucking psionic in the eyes.
Yeah. Here we get Steven Spielberg, not Steven Spielberg, holding her sister hostage, and I like Ghost's dialogue here. That's the trouble with caring about somebody; they keep getting used as a hostage.
Yeah,
and it's true.
So she's all being like,
she's like, "There's a way to get out of this,
but
it takes me to an unpleasant place."
Right. So not only is she just a ghost that can go through things, she's a ghost that can go to hell.
Yeah, and use hell essentially as a teleporting tool, where she enters hell where she is, exits hell in a different spot, and she appears in a different place on Earth.
Yeah,
and she uses that to teleport behind the guy,
instantaneously,
because there's no time is
different.
Different. Stop there. I wonder if this is a reference to Alan Moore's version of hell when he did Swamp Thing. When
it's possible
because it's all like slimy and stuff.
Yeah, it's all slimy and messed up, and the fact that I can't remember who it was. What's the name of his major villain? That the asshole who's like the father of the chick he loved or something. There's some dude who Swamp Thing eventually killed.
Yeah.
And when he had to go to hell, it doesn't really matter what his name is, I guess. Yeah. But when he had to go to hell later, he finds him in the morass there, and he's like, "Oh, Swamp Thing, my old enemy. How many centuries has it been since I've seen you? Has it been 200 years? 300? And Swamp Thing's like, it's been 2 weeks. No! It was so cool. It just messed up. Yeah. And I wonder if this is kind of a reference to that, where she's in hell for an entire sequence here, but no time has passed whatsoever in the real world.
Interesting. Comes back, makes him not touchy stuff, and drops his gun.
Touchy stuff.
What is the word?
Incorporeal.
There has to be a better word than that.
No, there isn't.
Damn it. Anyway.
It's an awesome word. Yes. Don't deny it.
So she comes back. She just, basically says, men break so easily. Take away their guns, their muscles, all the things they use for control, and they don't know what to do.
She's kind of a man-hater.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I like her.
Yeah, she's fun, though. I like her.
And her sister's all like pouting. It's like, you ruined my modeling career.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking smack her. She's.
Yeah,
Do you not understand what just happened?
Well, they're, and the thing is, what we've neglected to mention is they're talking about drugging her in order to get her to do the crazy shit they wanted her to do. It's like
really?
You weren't aware of this?
Really?
And the thing is that they've implied they did it before because the fat pornographer talks about it.
Yeah, so I don't know. This is obviously she has to be the younger sister. That whatever. I mean, I can totally buy her attitude. I've seen it in enough movies and whatnot. And then it turns out, is this spoiler? I totally forgot about spoilers.
Nah,
it doesn't matter
comic.
too much.
Oh, that's right. I did write down rules for older comics.
Older comics, we can totally go there.
So something totally came back from hell.
Yeah.
Through the hole that she came through, and so
kills the shit out of that guy.
And we don't quite see.
It's kind of hard to tell
what
but
happens.
All the blood and shit, I'm sure.
But yeah, or the slime or whatever that was coming through.
Yeah.
And that is it.
Yeah.
I do know that this book is in what is
it? A collection?
It's not it's a collection.
A trade paperback?
No, it's smaller than this. I forget. There's a special name that they call it.
Digest?
It's not a digest. It's not a whatever. But it's kind of like a digest. But they call it something else.
Wiffle bat.
No.
Burrito.
It's a damn digest. Anyway.
It's a digest. There's two of them, but. And that does include the Ghost Special #1, I did find out.
Nice.
Because I looked through it and I was like, wait, I don't recognize this. But then I flipped through it more and I was like, oh, there's the story.
Yeah.
That must be it. So,
cool.
As a #1.
Go ahead, Marcus.
I'd say it succeeds. Because it gives me everything that I need to know. I get the setting. Okay, we're in like a superhero sort of universe, but she's like in the Batman section of it, for lack of a better word. Like... It's like the people she's fighting are like pornographers, gangsters, assholes. You know, she's not going up against fucking, Violator or the alien King Krull from the planet Sitcon or some shit.
It's
although we do have psionic aliens.
There's a psionic. That's if he's an alien. Who knows what the hell he is?
Yeah.
Really. But the idea is you understand that okay, this is a bigger universe than just her. She's not the only person with powers. And we get an idea of kind of what she's trying to do, what she's trying to accomplish, the people who surround her, and the types of challenges she's facing. So I give it a succeeds.
I'm going to give it a succeeds. I was debating on a meh because I was kind of bummed to run into those notes and see this previous issue. It's like, fuck you, this is
number one.
Yeah. I should be this should be the start of everything. It does give plenty of information about who the character is and what's going on, and it is an intriguing story, and I love the art. Even if the story was no good, I would pick up #2 just because of the art.
Oh, hang on.
It's gorgeous.
This is an amazing line. To know her is to love her. To know her completely is to fear her. Ghost, the collection.
Yeah, there's also
piece of art, too.
The Ghost Special. Apparently it was a run of 8 issues.
Jesus! An X #8.
Whatever that means.
I think X is the name of a book. This guy, in fact.
Comics Greatest World Ghost. Oh, there's was a short in Comics Greatest World, and then Special #1. X
and then X #8.
Okay,
so there's a bunch of stuff.
So it seems like it was sparsed through here and there, but
she's all over the place.
So I don't know. I'd be interested in checking out more. Really, I read this. And I was really digging the art. I was digging how the story. You're really getting a feel for this character. If not the story, which there isn't that much of a story, other than her trying to find her sister, kind of know more about her past and herself.
Yeah.
But I am intrigued about this character, and I think that this comic does succeed. I really want to. I did find #2. I'm trying to find the rest of the comics. I would prefer to have the actual comics than a collection. It's more expensive, yes, but
it's more fun to find.
Like I said, like we've been saying, you can go buy these digitally, but there's nothing just like having one of these laying on your bed, flipping through a comic.
You just want to look at all the porno pictures.
There's no point.
I can find that more. I can find that online for free versus paying $4 for a back issue of Ghost. But
either way,
so that's Ghost #1, not Ghost Special, but Ghost #1 from Dark Horse Heroes line from Dark Horse Comics.